Hello. Let me turn on Jay's microphone. Oh, that looks good. That looks way better than it did yesterday.
It's not because of the person sitting here, though, that's for sure.
Okay, so EJ is still lying about his food poisoning. He says he's on the back end of food poisoning. No. It was Ghost of Manubal. Apologies, Ghost of Manubal. I thought EJ was lying again. Okay, Ghost really does have food poisoning. He says, I'm on the back end.
What was the food of choice?
Give us your food, Ghost. What were you eating? Oh, man. I've only had food poisoning one time.
I think one's for me, too.
Yeah, I feel like it's
very rare.
Yeah, it is rare. Used a lot, though.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
As an excuse for everything.
My liars like EJ.
I have 425 drivers at my job, and I've heard food poisoning and family emergency are the two top.
Yeah.
A lot of family emergencies happening at my work, apparently.
Yeah.
The sweet spot was COVID because you could use that good. You're like, COVID
in the
again.
very
You
beginning,
heard
too.
Old Fauci.
In the very beginning, it was real, too. In the very beginning, you'd be like, well, I have it. And you're like, nobody knows what this thing is. It was an honest mistake. Then as it ventured on, then people were like, I'm not buying it anymore.
So the day it became a pandemic, the day they announced it as a global pandemic, March 11th, my birthday.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, we're sitting at a Solar Bears game that night. I'll never forget it in 2020, and I got the notification the NBA was shut down. I went, well, happy birthday to me.
Yeah. I get Pulse nightclub tragedy, which it's a very difficult to go out on your birthday in Orlando and hoot and holler. I'm not complaining. And then my wife got October 7th, which is Hamas.
Good Lord.
Yeah, she got a bad one.
I've also got the Fukushima earthquake with the nuclear reactor meltdown, too. I got that one as well.
That's a good one, though. Or cooler.
Yeah, a little better than
you
COVID
know why?
or Pulse.
Godzilla. Because you always, when you think Asia, earthquakes, Fukushima, you think, possible Godzilla. Possible Godzilla.
Radiation is a weird thing because
that's a song by Britney Spears.
It melts you from the inside. You can't see it, and you don't even know it's happening until you're like, I don't feel right, and then you're dead.
Well, I have my eyes glowing. Oh, you're dead.
Tracy is Ides of March. Jackal's wife is 9/11. SJ got Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor's not a bad
December
one.
7th.
That's not a bad one. All right.
This may have to be a post on a BDM thread. We're
I
going
don't
to hear
think
more of these.
Look up any tragedies that happened February 15th. That's mine. I don't know.
Somebody look that up for me. I'm going to adjust something here. Apologies. There we go. Okay. Would you like to start, Mr. Van?
Yeah.
We're doing a segment for tonight, Hard 20. Here we go. Need some hard press wrestling hardcore talk. I have a theme song for you, too.
Okay.
And I named your segment, whether you like it or not. Okay. Would you like to start?
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Come join us. Just search for @TomandDanLive. If you're on social media and you probably are spending too much time on there already, search for @TomandDanLive and like and subscribe.
The Downtown Library, Orange County Library System, OCLS.org, is doing their basically their Melrose Pop Music Festival on June 21st and 22nd, Saturday and Sunday. And it's completely free to the public. And it's 2 days of live music and your chance to check out all what the library has to offer, and they have a lot to offer.
Yeah, more than we can even list here. When you think Melrose Center, I just think high-quality recording studio. If you're a musician, a videographer, photographer,
podcaster,
a creative person. If you're a creative person, Melrose Center. There you go.
So on the show with us, old friend of the show, I had one time played golf with this gentleman and encountered a blood dog.
Oh, the blood dog. I forgot about blood dog.
I just played that course about a month ago, and all memories.
Oh, blood dog. Was it a dog in heat?
Or
was it a fighting dog?
Let's just call it that.
You know what? There was a time when I used to go out on. I'm glad my daughter was here with summer job. There was a time when I'd go out looking for a blood dog. You know what I mean?
Don't say
you know what I mean?
Our friend, I'm going to start calling him Wrestling Jay's here.
I like it.
Hey, Wrestling Jay is here with his brand new segment. What's it called, Tom? Oh, it's called the Jayperview. Hey. Maybe I was inspired by Metallica.
It's the Jayperview. Hey, it's the Jayperview. Hey, he talks smack and drops wrestling facts. Okay. It's the Jayperview. Hey, it's the Jayperview. Hey.
All right.
I like the hard out. That's
Hard
really
out.
good.
Hard out.
Really good.
Hard out.
I feel honored.
We don't have time to F around. It's the Jayperview with Wrestling Jay. Let's get at it.
So I have no idea what's going on in wrestling nowadays.
Yeah, wrestling.
I don't know if my sons
I do.
will get into it, but it seems like they're missing the window if they ever are.
You're in that sweet spot to start.
Well, they're inside looking out a window, like right now, like watching their screens. Get them outside, putting each other in the camel clutch. That's what Josh Nasby did to me, and we both got referrals. You need your sons hurting each other with wrestling moves. That's what we did.
Did he cooperate with the camel clutch, or did you kind of shoot it on him?
No, he shot it. No, he had his own wrestling move. Called the Nasby Destroyer. You would take your foot and you'd put it in the crotch of your opponent, and you'd grab their ankles, and then you'd literally push their genitals up inside their body. Yeah.
And I have seen a lot of Jake and Logan Paul. They're involved in wrestling.
Yeah. Logan's a good wrestler.
Logan can work. Yeah. Logan can do moves. Let's put it that way. Logan knows the moves. It's the psychology that he might need to work on. He's a great promo. He's an athletic kid, and he picked it up really quick.
Yeah, and the biggest thing in wrestling, and why I'm so glad that Jay is here to talk a little bit of wrestling, the biggest thing going on right now, at least to me, not to jump on, if you have a direction you want to go in, is the release of R-Truth and the since rehiring of Ron Killings. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So R-Truth got quote-unquote released. There's two different schools of thought here. The whole thing was a work, or he actually got released, and the fans in the Twitter uproar and the chanting of the crowd, things like that, actually brought him back. So there's two schools of thought. Triple H says it's a work. He says it's not.
His son said on Twitter, and doing some research and prep for this, his son used, and I'm gonna start using this. I'm not gonna start saying it because it would make me dumb old man, but I am gonna start using the emoji.
Okay.
When someone lies, what is a lie called to the youth? Capping. This guy knows.
Oh, okay. How the hell do you know?
You're supposed. He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude.
That's got nothing to do with it.
That's Jayperview. That's Wrestling Jay.
I
play golf with Jay. He's not a cool dude.
He's not. You're right. He's not cool.
Damn. All right.
He's a nerdy old man like me.
You're a nerdy old man.
We laugh at blood dogs. We're not cool.
But you use the cap. You use the baseball cap emoji. So Ron Killing's son on Twitter, after Triple H said, "I hope you're enjoying the show. It's, quote, all part of the show." He said, cap, meaning that's not true. You fired my dad. And then later he had to do the thing that most kids are learning. Okay, first thing I want to say here, if this is a sports segment, if you, I'm looking at you, Atlanta Falcons, if your son or daughter has access to social media, take it away from them. Don't let them ruin your $1 million job. I mean, like Ron Killings, R-Truth is a millionaire because he's a great wrestler and he's beloved. People love that guy. Atlanta Falcons, like, look, if your dad is the defensive end-all be-all, you guys got to start locking some stuff down. You got to lock it down.
Was it the Falcons coach whose kids got a hold of the draft phone numbers? Yeah.
And then they started pranking Shador.
Well, he's like college. I mean, he's a man.
This kid, though, had no business. In fact, he had to go back after he did the cap emoji with Triple H and write, I love Triple H. I love TKO. He had to write that on his Twitter.
So I'm not even familiar with the wrestler R-Truth.
R-Truth.
Yeah, okay.
How long would you say R-Truth has been around since his rapping days?
He was in TNA, TNA back in the early 2000s, won the NWA World Championship, left there, came in as K-Quick, I think 05, 06, left for a little bit, came back as R-Truth. Did some stuff with Ron the Truth Killing. So there's always been kind of a little bit of here and there with that name.
What's his gimmick?
He's a rapper and he's dumb. That's the I mean, okay. That's the gimmick.
I'm going to tell you something, and you're
like a Sergeant Slaughter.
No, you're going to get it.
He's a sergeant in the military.
You're going to get it.
Huh?
R-Truth is a beloved, he's kind of like a David Jolly type of. What do you want me to spell? Doogie Howser? He's unpredictable,
okay.
wild.
All right, yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you say?
Yep.
He's funny. He has some comic relief that really put him over to, I would say, wrestling fans, even to me, like the fact that he doesn't take himself seriously, but he's also in amazing shape.
Oh, he's 52 years old.
Yeah, and he looks incredible, but he's okay wearing a chicken suit. He's okay jumping out of the rafters. He's okay if somebody hits him with a pie in the face. But he'll do anything. He's the Tuttle of WWE. There's literally nothing he wouldn't do. He's more beloved than Tuttle.
So he basically went. It was all six guys from Money in the Bank were out there, and he come in, and this is when Kane was like an authority figure. He comes out and he's talking, "I'm going to climb that ladder," and Kane looks at him and goes, "You're not even in the match." And then he's on the stage. "My bad, y'all. Have a good night," and he leaves. So it's like goofy stuff like that.
Right. But because it's so goofy, and because I feel like it is the quote realness that you need to amplify the fakeness that is wrestling, or the predetermined, let's say. The fans love him. They love him the most. He's like the most beloved character.
So let's just start from the beginning, in case there's a lot of listeners like myself that have no idea the state of current day wrestling. So just WWE, and what was the other one?
AEW.
AEW, Shad Khan owned.
Shad Khan's kid, yeah.
And so AEW, how are they doing? Are they, because I remember when we first started talking about them, they were like, oh, they could give WWE a run for their money as far as competition.
I think that's what everybody thought, right?
But they thought it, but right now they're not even a pimple on the backside of WWE.
Okay.
To be honest.
So never even got close to giving a run for their money.
AEW is where guys got released from WWE, go, and Tony Khan will throw them a truckload of money and do nothing with them. Yeah. For example, Rusev, Aleister Black, Keith Lee's another one that's not really super popular.
Man, I loved Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's getting paid to sit on his rear end at home to do nothing.
He had a WWE run for
NXT, and then they brought him up briefly, then they released him.
What about Dusty Rhodes' son? I thought he's
still there.
Okay, he's
Dustin,
still there. Yeah.
Cody helped start AEW. And then even he was like, "This is crap," and he left.
Yeah, he went back to WWE, and is he just now finishing a big storyline?
Well, he lost the title at WrestleMania to Cena,
and that's how we're now we're in the new John Cena storyline.
Yeah.
So the dropping of the title from American Nightmare to John Cena, is that the
that's what they're doing right now.
Scene.
Yep, exactly.
And now we're into Cena.
That was the end of it. Now Cena's doing his retirement tour. He's done. He's stepping away at the perfect time, if you ask me. He's not going to be in his mid to late 50s out there limping around the ring. He's in amazing shape. He can cut a great promo now that he's a heel, which was what blew everybody's mind. When John Cena turned heel, it was a huge deal. He's got the title now, and I guess CM Punk is the next one up, and who knows if he retires with the title or not.
Yeah, and people like CM Punk as sort of the anti-hero to go at somebody who is, to children, beloved, but I think to adults, hated. John Cena is that for laymen? I'm trying
kind of the opposite. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kids loved Cena. Adults were sick of him.
So who's the new up-and-comer because obviously I know of John Cena because he made it into popular media and into movies, and I mean just the internet alone and the I mean, like, you can argue became the biggest, most well-known wrestler just because of that and memes and and you could put him up there with The Rock, although The Rock had more movie success, obviously. But these are guys that started a long time ago. Who are going to be the new superstars coming up the ranks?
Well, I think maybe, I mean, the chat room is kind of saying that a little opposing to what you're saying. They're saying Jay has an old man view of wrestling that bothers me.
Oh, they're on the nerves again, you Jay.
Get it, baby.
Hold on, there's more here. He says AEW is doing what they do well. I would agree with that, but I've watched AEW recently, and I am bored to tears. There is nothing going on.
Structure, no organization. The storylines make no sense. Do they have guys that can go in the ring? Yeah, they do. But make it make sense to me. I tried the other night for maybe 15 minutes, and I just can't do it.
Well, yeah, and my question was, do they have a chance to compete? And you're like, that doesn't look like that.
No, I don't think they can. No.
And then so it's like, whether or not they're the cool young thing, that's like saying that this band is cooler than Metallica. Okay, well, are they ever going to get as big as Metallica? No, never. Okay, well, then who cares? If they were, I don't know who's the biggest.
I don't think that'll happen ever.
At first, when AEW first hit, they did it. It was pretty much an independent show called All In. Nothing. They go, can we sell out a 10,000-seat arena? And they sold it out in like 2 days. They did it again. Then they came up with AEW. Jericho was the biggest name that came in to start it off. I think managed right with better storytelling, AEW could have been a lot better than they are now. I'm not saying compete and try to take over like WCW did, but they could have done a lot better with more intelligent booking and more storytelling and better psychology.
Yes, and to counter back, to give him his, I want him to be able to rebuttal here, but he said, to me, you like the story over the wrestling. I think Jay and I probably both would love the story over the wrestling. And that's where we differ. I'm a big fan of the in-ring stuff. Different strokes for different folks. Totally get it. To me, though, what's the purpose of the in-ring stuff if you don't have a tale to tell? But that's just me. I mean, anybody can go online and watch the greatest. Oh, look at that! Look at the way he put him in that wrist lock.
You can do moves, and when there's no storytelling, the matches just become moves, and that's really it.
Yeah, and it seems to me, just basic business, that WWE is so big and well established and have so much money that it's kind of like you may have gotten to the final table, but the chip leader has 100 times more chips than you and literally can just
But it really is
wait you out.
Band.
You can never beat them.
Or just bully you out of the way.
Indie band versus Metallica, and I want to make sure that we kind of frame it like that because it isn't about who's winning. There is, WWE's won. It's over. But like as far as like maybe who the younger people,
product
think is a better product for them, or they like the wrestlers better, or like when the Super Kick guys that I dislike,
Young Bucks.
Oof. See that there's a tag team that like when you just say their name, people like younger people will be like, I love those guys. Now I happen to think they're terrible, but for younger people, I can see the attraction of Young Bucks, AEW, the difference. Maybe just it being said, it's a younger product. Maybe that's all I need to hear as a young person. You know what I mean? Like, because my dad's been watching WWE for the longest time. It's like, I don't want that crap. I don't want that old Budweiser. I'm a White Claw guy.
I started watching in 1984. And in 1984, the first match I ever saw was Hulk Hogan beat the Iron Sheik for the title in 1984. That's when I started watching it.
Yeah.
And then, even then, I knew it was quote-unquote fake. I mean, the F word that everybody hates to use for that, but it's true. My dad even nudged me before the show. I went to a first show when I was 8 with my dad and my grandfather. Never forget it. He nudges me and goes, "This S is fake, I went, okay. I knew it at 8 years old.
It's funny, like the legends are that a lot more people thought it was real than I think actually did. I always laughed at it because,
Well, you acquiesce, you lean in. You're like, it's like when we go to a movie. Is this no different than that? It's like you would just do it a little more because because you realize that these two men could, like, the thing that I knew, and you've mentioned this before, your sons see it. They know that those men aren't trying to kill each other. They know it.
Yeah.
So how do they know that? With no knowledge of wrestling.
My baby sons knew it was fake the first time they saw it when they were 5.
It's performative. We know. We know what it is. So anyway.
So what's happening now? What's the next big event? What's the hottest news?
Well, latest announced to me with my buddy. I was at Metallica with Mike Aiello, and he told me something. Hopefully, I'm okay saying this, but he was like, "I got a hotel for Vegas WrestleMania." because he always tries to go to WrestleMania.
You know, it's officially announced. It's happening.
Yeah, it's already been announced.
Back-to-back.
WrestleMania Vegas is going to be insane.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean,
that would be the one to go to, I think.
I'm surprised
I think
they
that's
don't
the one you go.
Just do it in Vegas all the time because it's the perfect place to host a giant event like that.
I mean, it even sounds intriguing to me. After going to Metallica and realizing that I can traverse that just fine with my hip and the crowd didn't bother me at all or anything, I'm like, that would be fun.
Yeah, for a weekend
I've never
in
been
Vegas.
to WrestleMania. I've never been.
Yeah, I mean, it's I've been to 5. Going all the way back to 14. 14 was the first one into in Boston where Stone Cold won the title for the first time. That was my first Mania. 20 at Madison Square Garden, which was insane. 24 here in Orlando, and then Atlanta and Miami.
Oh, thank you. Ghost of Manute Bull. Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia
the Saudi show.
is the next show in 2 weeks. Thank you so much.
And that'll be CM Punk versus Cena for the title.
Okay.
In Saudi Arabia. Run the numbers on that, businessman.
So, Saudi Arabia.
Why don't you run those numbers? Why don't you run that Saudi oil money wrestling?
Oh, man.
What do you think they're making on that?
They're like,
TKO?
what can we steal? Golf and wrestling. We got unlimited money.
And
Well,
it's
my
huge
favorite
there, right?
things.
Isn't it huge? Or have they tapped into it yet? Like, where are we at with because I know they're trying to get into the Middle East. I mean, heavy.
Yeah.
Remember the Jinder Mahal run?
Yep, that's the only reason he won the title, because he's the girl of the Indian audience.
They threw a Middle Eastern champion. I thought he was awesome.
Great heel.
And he was evil looking. He was.
Yeah.
It was at a time when they were blatantly saying this guy's physique has been changed. He's definitely on steroids. Okay, this was being said.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
No, it was
people were like,
that wasn't natural.
People were like, Jinder Mahal has been wrestling for years. He just never looked like this. And he was a freaking beast.
It was
and he
gross.
Had, and he had the turban, and then he had 2 Bollywood sidekick
Singh brothers,
do boys that would and then he'd sick them on. Oh, I loved it, dude.
It was a great gimmick. It really was. People were so mad they put the title on Mahal. It's like, this is a business, you know. There's a billion people in India.
I forgot how much I loved him as a bad guy. He was a wonderful
yeah.
bad guy.
Yep.
And he sort of tapped into that old school, without being racist, he tapped into that old school Iron Sheik with Ivan Koloff, and it's Russia, and it's the axis of evil against America, and he was kind of dipping a little nostalgia in it, but not going too far.
Mm-hmm.
And the Singh brothers having muscle, and he was like that cowardly king that would send his minions out to I loved it.
No, it was really, really good. And the Singh brothers were 2 little guys. I mean, they weren't big at all, but they were great workers.
But they would do terrible things. They're always doing his bidding. They're cutting people's tires. They're blowing up the limo. They're taking a dump in the food. Upper decker for Hulk Hogan.
He deserves that.
From what I know from 1990s arcade games, the Indians have magical powers in wrestling. They can float and have.
You know what I heard? Flying carpet. That's what I heard.
That's too much Mike Tyson's punch out right there.
Do you know what they call that now? In the latest Mario game, they don't make any, they don't even go to any country. They just call it, hey, that's Oasis Mario.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Oasis?
Saying,
really? Oasis Mario? Shouldn't he have little glasses and be singing Wonderwall? That's Oasis Mario. Oasis Mario?
Just call him Sand Mario.
Can't do that.
No.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, so Jay, we got limited time.
Yes.
So anything else you want to throw out there wrestling related?
I mean, watch out for Jacob Fatu. He's one of the.
I didn't know this. Hold on, real quick.
No, go ahead.
Jinder Mahal's Canadian. Was born to Indian immigrants.
He's born in Toronto, I think.
That's even more fantastic.
Yep. He's born in Toronto.
I love that. All right. Okay. Continue.
So watch for Jacob Fatu. He's the next going to strap the rocket ship to this guy's back. He's already the Intercontinental Champion. No, U.S. Champion, I think it is. He just turned on Solo Sikoa. He's a great promo. He's got a great look. He's super athletic in the ring. He's the next guy to watch, in my opinion. They're going to really, really strap the rocket ship to his back and send him to the top.
Have they stopped doing the blatant themes that someone like me has a better, understanding and can wrap my head around? Like, for instance, Undertaker, he's dead. There's
always been a bit of question about that, right? Because I liked it better when he was like, wait a minute, he's not dead, but he's a biker and best friends with Kid Rock. And I'm like, I'm in.
But what I'm saying is I need a very easy character. Like, I need a fisherman or a doctor.
You'd have loved the early 90s then.
Yes, that's where
you know his favorite character?
That's my generation.
He loved IRS.
Oh, yeah. How about T.L. Hopper, the plumber?
So it seems like like all these new guys, it's their like they have
Godfather.
They have an attitude.
Chat room mentioned Godfather.
Yep.
Yeah, you knew what he did.
They were
He'd bring the hose out.
Yeah.
Bring the hose out.
Occupational-based gimmicks was what they were doing in the 90s.
So
everyone had a job.
They don't do that as much anymore.
No, not as much.
So
Ivan Yankum.
Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem.
Yeah, Isaac Yankem DDS.
Yeah, that was Kane originally, I believe.
Sure was.
So how can you, like, as a young kid, get behind when this person's like, well, what is it about them? Like Stone Cold, you know what I'm saying? It was like,
anti-hero.
Yep. Gets to beat up his boss.
Yeah, he was the anti-hero.
But he drinks the beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like him. He drinks the beer. So they don't do as much any blatant, in-your-face gimmicks like that, right?
Not to the point like it was in the 90s.
Because it'd be
not
considered
even close.
cheesy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, just because this guy has an occupation like Repo Man,
Yeah,
things like that.
Yeah, but I'm kind of with Tom about this one because to me it makes more sense for it's Repo Man than Young Bucks. What's that? Two guys that don't even look big enough to get in a real fight.
two guys
Because
that
they're
never
little.
been
They're little guys.
never
And
been to a gym in their life.
I've never believed that. They're just like two little guys with long hair that happen to have like they're dressed like Chris Jericho's nephews. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no, I don't know. I don't buy you. You would get destroyed by just like a real like somebody like just you ever seen like strong real men that are strong real men but they look like Hank Hill and they'll beat that guy up.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, I know. Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Yeah, so but it does make sense because that's that's your parents' generation,
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
and they're trying to get young kids, right? And then it's like never ending trying to get young kids into it because that's where the longevity is, so they can get their kids. It's generational. It seems like
Yeah, 100%.
Kids love merch.
Yeah.
Hey Jay, you have let's promote something.
Yes,
here, buddy.
absolutely.
You got something to promote
Yep.
here. Let's talk about it.
Chef Pat's actually putting this on. It's called Grapple for Good, and it is benefiting Hollabacks Has Heart, supporting local causes, and giving back to the community. We're going to have Matt Morgan, the Blueprint, former mayor of Longwood, on this show.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep, that guy is a monster.
Yeah, he's a ginormous human being.
It is-
Coca-Cola.
We had him in here one
I
time.
heard that earlier on.
I was just trying to make me laugh.
So
See how
good.
fun it is? Do you see how fun it is?
good.
I like reading it.
It's going to be a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, June 18th, at Tuffy's in Sanford.
cool.
Doors open at 6, bell is at 7. Tickets are $20, and reserved seats are $25. I'll be refereeing that night. Won't be ring announcing, but I'll be refereeing on that show.
Very cool.
Just like we did for the Krampus one up at Hollowbox. Same type of deal with this one here. Grapple for Good, so benefiting Hollowbacks Has Heart. So come on, check that out.
Anytime you can go out, a little charity event, see some wrestling, have a cold drink. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
That's fun.
And it seems like if you got into wrestling young, like it never leaves you. Like once you're a wrestler, you're always a wrestler. SJ's been trying to wrestle me for now.
That's happening. You understand that's happening, right? Yeah.
Every idea he has, he's
Yeah.
like, I don't know the
He's
idea.
like,
It's
and I
me
figure
wrestling
this one
you.
will end with us a death match.
And I'm like, I see where you're going.
Yeah.
I'll get the light
He was
tubes.
hooking up cameras the other day. He's like going through and he's changing the lights in here and just doing like normal stuff. And he's like, Tom, gotta speak to you for a minute. He's like, I figure once these lights are
It's
put
gonna
up,
happen
that
one day.
you're gonna throw me through the lights.
Yep.
And then he wants to fight Tom.
Was SJ a wrestler at one point?
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
get
yeah,
him in
yeah.
and talk about it.
Okay,
We have
okay.
to have to feel him out and make sure he's comfortable with it. But yeah, we have a couple of things we want
He's
to
gonna
talk to
do
him
that
about.
move where he drops my body on his knee, his one knee, and the
It breaks you in
backbreaker.
half.
Yeah.
He's gonna break you in half.
Backbreaker.
And then he is gonna.
Yeah.
And I heard SJ wants to reprise Mick Foley's fall from the cage.
Where his
Except
tooth went in his
we're
nose.
gonna do it. We're gonna do it in the beer garden at Hollowbox.
Perfect.
Yeah, just all the way through. Ah!
Well, Jay, thanks for
Yeah.
coming by.
Hey, good segment, dude. That was fun.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
do
you
it
very
again.
much,
We'll
guys.
do it again.
Anytime. Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
Awesome. Great
Cool.
job, buddy.
Sorry, we only had a quick 20 today.
No, it's all
because,
good. No, it's
but
fine.
that was good. We'll do it again.
That's good.
Yeah, anytime.
Where's that go?
Even if you need something
That's
last minute, like I'm saying,
Tuesday
I'm off
one.
Monday and Tuesday, I'm sitting on my ass all the time, not doing anything. So
No, it is something that is a evergreen topic
People
that
love
people
it.
are
Yep.
into. So
I like how it's getting crap in the chat room. That's good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
because
all the wrestlers-
well,
fans
that's
get
nice
mad
crap.
and-
That's because wrestling fans are the hardest to please of. I think the hardest fans to please in the world are wrestling fans.
I agree.
because it's so subjective because the whole damn thing is subjective.
You like what you like. Some people like the death match, put a syringe through someone's cheek,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
staple a $20 bill to their tongue and all that crap. I used to love that shit. Now, no.
Somebody sent me one recently. It was one of the Asian ones, and I did the same thing. And I watch it, and I go, I don't know what I think. I have a switch inside of me that is somebody's turned on because this is
Piranha deathmatch.
out there, man. Like yeah.
Deathmatch. They had a tank of live piranhas in the ring. Legit.
See, that's the kind of shit that makes me laugh.
I love it, though.
Stupid.
The whole, like, Vince
Thank you
McMahon
again,
in
buddy.
the 90s.
And good luck with the event. If you want to hit it again or anything, just put it on my page or hit us up.
Yeah,
or...
cool. No
Oh,
problem.
SJ heard you down. He's like, yes.
I had mentioned to Chef Pat or Jay, his partner with it, that I was coming on. That I was going to.
Oh, that's killer, man. Anytime you guys, especially if it's with Chef Pat, Hollerbox, if it's a charity event, I mean, shit. Charity event shit is what we should be promoting all the time.
Of course.
So, yeah. Well, good luck with it, man. That sounds fun.
It's going to be good. I like refereeing. It's no pressure. I don't have to worry about talking in front of people.
That's true.
Put a striped shirt on, yell at people.
You don't get their names right.
None of that shit.
Oh, man. ChatGPT gave me a list of funny wrestling gimmicks for you.
Jesus.
Hold on. Let me see. These are pretty funny, and I normally think they suck, but this one's pretty.
Some of them they've actually already done.
They said, your names would be the Lube Sheriff, Dad Meat, Cousin Chud Mullet, the Diarrhea Kid, Taint Dust Tommy, Hard Tag Hank, Ronnie Two Farts. That's the one I liked. Ronnie Two Farts. Chugboat Johnson, Captain Crywank, Zubaz Thunder.
That's good too.
Yeah, Zubaz Thunder is pretty solid. Gravy Neck Greg, Piss Jug Pete, or Ric Flair Jr. And this one's funny. Ric Flair Jr. He doesn't yell woo. He does it incorrectly and says wee.
Piss Jug Pete, I think they've done a gimmick similar to that on those Garbage Indies. I think I've actually seen that. I knew there'd be something on there that actually happened, and that happens.
I could see that.
Gross. I hate all that shit. All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Like I said, any Monday or Tuesday, I'm off those 2 days every week. So
that sounds great.
Let me know.
We'll hit you up, man.
Thanks,
Thank you again. Where'd he go? He might be in the bathroom. Drive safe, man. I'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks again, Tom. We'll see you.
I'll hit the bathroom now, and then we should have the Science Center coming in. Let me rearrange this stuff. There. That was good.
Yeah, it was.
A little squished but that's just our schedule. You know?
Yeah, but no, it's fine.
Yeah, it is fine.
I've always wanted to go back to doing closer to 20s.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know why this thing's a freaking mess. Why did they do an update to this? That'll work. Who's going to see Jelly Roll eat boogers tonight? Is that tonight at Camping World? That's going to be a good show, I think. These stadium shows, I'm not afraid of them now. If you can get good enough seats where they put the speakers. It sounds awesome. Right. Oh shit, they just added Zoom for Stream Deck. So it'll be native now. That's pretty cool. That should help us out. I'll have to investigate that later today.
Hey.
Hey guys.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Yeah.
What's going on, Spencer? How are you?
Travel soon.
Good to see you guys. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too.
Thanks for having us.
Oh man, thanks for being here. Very good to see you. I see that you're dialing in your beard as well.
I know I am, and you're doing backflips basically.
Well, I mean, like I am a lot better. I'm back to riding a bike now. As of yesterday morning, I can ride a regular bike and fall over, and he's not caring. Oh, I can skate. I got approved for skating. I'm gonna get on some skates.
Nice.
Yeah, he's not afraid of me falling down now.
That's awesome.
He wanted me to heal that femur before anything happened. Look at how thick Spencer's beard. Jesus Christ, you're a woodsman.
Yeah.
It looks good though, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying. If I could get to that, it's like the in between.
Mine's too thin on these sides. It starts to get like a wispy here, but it's pretty thick in there, and my mustache is okay. I'm going a year. I'm trying to do a year with the hair too.
Oh heck yeah!
I want to try to do a year.
Yeah, the hair's starting to get me too.
Jeff's microphone.
Is there anything specific you want to hit today?
I mean, the big thing really is it's summer, right?
Yeah,
we want you to come to the Science Center because it's hot and rainy and we're inside.
True.
We've got the superhero exhibit.
Yeah.
Camps are still going on. I have this awesome off-site camp at the Four Roots Farm campus, which is pretty cool.
Okay, let's talk. And then people can still sign up for it.
People can still sign
Wow,
up for
like
it.
an auxiliary camp? Is it the first time you guys
It's
have
the
done
first time we
Cool.
We did an off-site camp a couple of years ago as like a Seminole County offering.
Sure.
But it was too far away. But this is the first time with Four Roots, and it's a really awesome. The kids are at the farm, and they're learning about hydroponics, aquaponics, urban farming, nutrition, conservation. They're learning to make healthier meals. So
cool.
I mean,
I
it
think
could
a
really
young
be a
Tom
game
Van
changer.
in some sort of hydroponic plant class. He's
Yeah.
taking it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I wish I could take it.
Right.
But yeah, just pumping up Science Center during summer, and then Spencer's got Maker Fest on what's the dates? The
17.
It's the third
Probably
week in
figure that out, right?
January.
Third
I think
week.
it's what is it? The 20th and 21st, or the 21st and 22nd
In
Very good
June?
question.
in June.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called Makers Fest?
Yeah, Make
Make
Fest.
Fest.
Make
Oh,
Fest.
Make
It
Fest.
celebrates
Yeah.
making.
Okay.
Yep,
Being
June
creative.
21, 22. You're right.
June 21, 22.
Okay.
Yippers.
Make Fest.
Yes.
Fest at the Science Center. We basically just have a bunch of cool partners coming in doing all kinds of cool Mickey things.
Very cool.
I think Maker FX will be there. They've got Lego people and all kinds of cool stuff.
I like making things.
Yeah.
Messes.
Yeah.
Problems.
Making problems. Yeah.
I'm really good at all of those.
Bad
I can make
decisions.
arguments. I can, I can make some bad stuff. All right. Would you like to begin, sir?
Yes.
Here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got Jeff and Spencer here from the Orlando Science Center.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good,
you
good.
guys.
Good to
Great.
see you. Thank
Happy
you.
summer. Are you hot enough?
It's out.
Why are you leaving the Science Center? Arguably one of the coldest places in Orlando. I just want to point that out. I like saying that.
Yeah, it certainly feels like that as soon as you walk in after the Sky Bridge, especially. It's like a greenhouse of one final hot streak, and then you're just like in this beautiful air conditioning.
It's a little early for this, but we are at the time where the walk from the car, it hurts.
Truly.
Yeah,
it hurts.
That's why we say we got the cool science to beat the heat.
Yeah,
so.
there you go. Well, come on in.
Let's start with
Become a member.
Let's talk about a parenting tip of the day. Just become a member of the Science Center, and then as a parent,
I'm bored. All right, let's get in the car.
Bring your kids to the Science Center. Have them learn and explore the Science Center. You could be there the whole summer and do something different each time you're there. It's so gigantic.
Do you still have the amazingly insane climbing apparatus that
of course.
What do you even call that thing?
It's the climber.
Okay. We're on the right track. It's like
climb time.
It's basically a giant it's hard to explain, but it's a indoor climbing. Like it's got different levels, like a million different little crevices.
It's like the McDonald's or Chick-fil-A kind of front
just
area.
amped up, taken to 11.
Yeah.
My kid used to take me up in there with him because it's big enough for grown-ups to get
huge.
in there too.
Yeah.
And when my son was little, he would take me up to the top, and then he'd ditch me. And then he'd take off.
And there are some areas that you have to it's at your own discretion.
And we call it that area is all about safe risk taking.
It is.
You're challenging yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's cool though, man. But yeah, like Tom said, so much to do.
Also, brand new exhibit, the Science of Superheroes, DC superheroes. How's that going?
It's great. It's a great time to have superheroes. I mean, this summer we've got the next round of superhero movies coming. The new Superman's coming out soon. So a lot of attention, especially on DC superheroes. And this exhibit, it's colorful. It's fun. The best exhibits engage parents and their children together. And there is this nostalgia factor of Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, the whole Justice League.
Yeah.
And the concept of the exhibit, you come together, you're solving a bunch of challenges, you're in Gotham City, you're at the Justice League. Joker and Catwoman have broken the bat signal, and you've got to go to these different areas and get clues so you can fix the bat signal. And while you're there, you're learning about the traits of superheroes and which traits align with your own personality.
Like narcissism.
A little bit.
That's a superpower for sure.
It's power. You got to have a healthy self-confidence to wear those outfits.
You got to feel.
I was like, a 1990s Catwoman changed a young Tom Vann. Anyway.
Do you know, to tie in, Danny DeVito, this was last week. He did it.
As Catwoman?
He is. He's on Broadway. He's going to do it on Broadway. No, in that movie, in Batman Returns, Danny DeVito said that she was so beautiful on set in the outfit that he, as a married man, would make sure that his makeup and everything looked like perfectly, because he said it's the most nervous he's ever been on any movie set in the world, is that Michelle Pfeiffer just was like, sorry, there's some science there and it's crazy. You're going to change
it. It was a game changer.
It really was.
Jeff, let's talk about camps, because you told me about a new camp and I'd never heard about.
This is a brand new camp. Camps are great at Orlando Science Center, and we have done camps for decades. I mean, if you grew up in Orlando, you probably went to a Science Center camp at one point. We are a great place for the kids to go from kindergarten up to grade 6, all kinds of cool topics. It's also great for working parents because you can drop off early and pick up late. But we have a new camp that we started. It's kicking off right now. It's going to we have 6 weeks of offerings out at the Four Roots Farm campus in the Packing District. This is a collaboration with the Four Roots Farm. Four Roots is the brainchild of John Rivers from Four Rivers.
Yeah.
You guys, if you come to the Science Center, you know that John created the restaurant Four Roots Cafe at Orlando Science Center. Our partnership started there, but we started exploring other ways that we could educate people about conservation, sustainability, healthy eating. The life exhibit that we have at the Science Center.
I mean, let's be honest. Nutrition is science, guys. I know
Absolutely.
You don't want to hear that, but that's exactly what it is.
And so it's like, we're very, very focused on conservation and nature at the Science Center, and that leads into conversations about sustainability. And science is everywhere, and science is in how you eat and how you grow our food. So we developed this summer camp with Four Roots Farm. It is off-site at their farm campus right there off John Young Parkway. And these kids go, it's a different camp every week for 6 weeks. Kids in grades 3 to 5 go out there, and they have some stuff in the classroom where they're learning about nutrition and healthy eating, but then they're also learning about the science and agriculture, STEM careers in agriculture. I mean, being a farmer is a STEM career. There is a lot of tech now in modern farming, and they're using drones, they're using sensors. The kids are building vertical gardens. They're learning about hydroponics. It is, and that campus is amazing. They've got box gardens throughout where they are growing all different kinds of things together, from vegetables to herbs. They've got what they call the food forest, which is it's just fields of produce being grown. They've got acres and acres out there. It's still coming together, but they also have
Tom would like to set
hydroponics set up,
like as a plant monk, you know.
It's just a really cool setup, great experience for the kids.
Cool.
We're working hand in hand with the 4 Roots team, raising awareness about urban farming.
Are there still spots for that?
There are still spots available, and you can register on the Science Center website, osc.org, if your kid's in grades 3 through 5, and it's going on until about the end of July. So worth checking out, but just very, very cool.
Yeah, that is, and having access through that particular farm and what John's done out there with that's killer, man.
Oh, it's amazing.
I had no idea you guys had that.
Oh, it's a very cool thing. It's something I'm really excited to be talking about.
It's also cool to think that those kids are like at the farm working on like produce and stuff that could end up in the cafe at the science center.
Really,
like,
right?
That's wild, right? Like,
to be able to explore where your food comes from. You know, so many, you kind of take it for granted, and it's like we were talking just this morning, you know, when you ask little kids, you know, where's your food come from? Do they say the grocery store? Do they say urban, Uber Eats?
Yeah.
I mean,
my kids say McDonald's.
Well, you know, where are you getting your food, right? Where are you getting your food?
I mean,
so
to
be able to show them, right, where your food comes from, and these kids, they're planting, they're growing, they're harvesting, and they're learning how to make healthier meals, and they're bringing that stuff home. So the hope is that will take off.
With my daughter, I found, and this is a control thing, you know, like with her, where eating got better is when she started cooking it. Because it's like me with my fear of flying almost. If I were flying the plane, I probably wouldn't have it. But like being able to make my own eggs, it's like, and then she'll like, I'll eat that. I'm like, well, why are you eating those eggs and not my eggs? She's like, because I made these. It's like, oh, so you don't trust me, or it's a control thing. But like once you understand the process, and this is something that Andrea and I have talked about. Like as soon as she started kind of connecting the dots between like, oh, this is how you see your meat, or this is how you know, which is again, it's all science. Then she was like, oh, I like this now.
Every single time I try to grow fruits or vegetables,
they
always get infested by white flies and mites and everything. And then I'm constantly spraying them with neem oil and all that. And then I'm like, that's why there's so many pesticides. This is happening in a grand scale that farmers they cannot keep up with.
You're also doing it in a swamp.
They're just trying to eat your food at all times. Everything is. Let's talk space, Spencer.
Oh yeah,
we're always going to end up on space.
Well,
we have
you know,
to. I mean,
we kind of know coming in here that Tom's going to drop something on it.
Well, you can see the glaze over with fruit and vegetables. He's like, all right, we're moving on to Cosmos.
And I'm not even going far this time. I just want to talk about the moon. And this...
That's amore.
And really, I want to talk about our own perspective on how close or far away that objects are in space in our own solar system, because most people, they have no comprehension of it. How could you? Our brains can't even understand. But
and he gets mad if I'm like, well, I don't even care. And he's like, how can you not care?
Right.
But we just come up with our own, I guess, math into how close the moon is or what it even looks like. And I'll give Daniel this experiment. So, let's say
he likes to make me look dumb.
Right in front of Spencer too.
Let's say you had a
doesn't understand. I don't care.
A regular school size globe of Earth, right?
Okay.
And say you're holding it the size of a beach
So
ball.
I'm holding
right?
a standard American elementary school
yeah,
globe.
Yeah. So say you're holding the globe in front of you, the size of a beach ball, and then you ball up your fist and you say that's the moon.
Okay.
So where, in relation to the globe, would you say the moon is, given that globe is to scale of the Earth?
So
right?
how close is my fist to the globe, reflecting how close the moon would be to our Earth?
Yeah, given the scale. So let's say you scale down the Earth to the beach ball size, or like a globe inside a school or whatever, the standard globe, and then you're like, how far would you say the moon is from that globe if you were going to...
I'm going to put my fist probably about 3.5 feet from the globe.
Okay, yeah, 3.5.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. So, and that's what I would say as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like, here, go the globe, I'll put the moon right here.
Yeah.
Maybe less than that. Maybe like 2 feet.
Go the other way.
And do you know, Spencer? Because I can say if you don't know.
Not spot off the top of my head, but I mean, you're looking a lot more than that for sure. They are much further away than you realize.
Yeah, about
15, 30 feet.
30 feet,
yeah.
Spencer.
So I would think it's closer, not further, because I would think, well, obviously looking up there, that's way far away. So to reflect that, I need to make it...
Yeah.
I need to size it up pretty tight.
Yeah.
So in relation
30 feet
to a school-sized globe, the moon is 30 feet away. It'd be it'd be in the road.
Now you're messing with my... Okay, now you have changed my perspective of how long it would take to get to the moon.
Mars is 1 mile away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a mile. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like in relation to a school-sized globe.
I'm glad you brought this up. I've never heard this before, and that is that's changing how I feel a little bit.
And guess how far satellites are? Like the satellite Starlink, or blowing a bunch of those up in there.
I would say that's closer. I say that's closer, right?
Yeah.
I'd say like, is that closer to my 3 feet, 2 feet?
That is like a half an inch.
Yeah.
It's a half an inch.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or I think a couple centimeters. It is so close
it's not even,
to the globe.
It's not even out there.
Yeah, but it's in orbit. But that's we're talking half an inch or a couple centimeters away. That's where our satellites are. Our moon is 30 feet away. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Where's our suns? Where's our sun at?
Oh, that's right.
That's got to be a couple miles away at that point.
Yeah. We're talking, so, and then that's just our own solar system, and then it goes on from there to the point.
It just gets further and further because, like, the sun, everything. Mars into the sun is all within kind of like understandable range. Like my brain can start to comprehend it. You get to Saturn, Jupiter, and then nonsense beyond that. It just becomes like you can't consider it, right? It comes even within this analogy. There's just no way to actually visualize it. I mean, it would be Neptune is probably 30, 50 miles away at that point. I mean, it just becomes ridiculous.
Neptune doesn't get enough love.
It doesn't.
I feel like
true.
Neptune is one of the left out.
It's in the top 8 for sure.
But it gets left out. Nobody even mentioned it. When's the last time somebody was like, how's Neptune doing? I don't think anybody ever asked.
I thought it was a
everything is Mars.
Yeah. There's some sort of god holding a trident.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's
talk about how the amino acid thing. Did you read that?
I watched that come across my YouTube today, and I was like, they're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
What is that now?
Well, it's basically, and I'll give you the short version for my dumb brain.
This is like YouTube Live. This is great.
It's just the order of the way that we thought. Like we've always used like looking at amino acids to understand. Like, oh well, this came first, and this came second, and then there was this one. And short of the long, we had that wrong. Tryptophan, I think, is is one of the thing in Turkey. Yes, that is they have found that earlier than they ever thought they would have found it.
Right. Okay, so like there's a lot of stuff that comes out.
So it's not adding up, and they're like, well, we thought we had this dialed in, and we're like, I don't think it's dialed in yet. We're still on the right course, but it's something. There's some anomaly happening here that is changing the way we think now. So, and you can look it up, but that's just. I had ChatGPT. I'd like explain this to me like a child.
I mean, it makes sense because where did life come from? There's like a soup of water somewhere on Earth, or maybe on an asteroid, and it comes to Earth or whatever.
What's that term they call it? It's like 3 letters, and it stands for the ancient. It's like what everything has come from.
The common ancestor.
Yes, the common ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, the cell didn't just become a cell out of nothing, right? Like, little organelles and, like, mitochondria and things formed first, and there was, like, a billion years of just, like, these random groupings of molecules that resembled a mitochondria, and that kind of hung out with this other like organelle looking thing, and that just kind of bound together into a cell for another billion years. Like it's crazy that most of life was well before we even had cells, which is wild.
And the confusion.
I'm having a hard time with that one, Spencer. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a lot of the misunderstanding of everything is we can't comprehend the timeline.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, how does this evolve into this? Like, people don't believe in evolution. It's like you don't understand we can't even comprehend how long it took. You see what I'm saying?
I read the article 4 times and had no idea what it said.
The
Right.
time scale is so vast that we think in human time scales, of like our own life,
Which is a blink.
It's not,
There it goes. All done.
And not in the universe time scale, and that's where we, like our brains can't comprehend it. But I was gonna say that I'm going to Sweden soon, and I'm gonna be there for Midsummer, which is the longest day of the year, right? So
They're gonna burn him in a hut.
Well, that's
I
exciting.
saw that
Why do
movie.
they-
Watch your back, man.
Yeah, they're gonna put him in a hut and put him in a bear suit,
I'm sure
which is
this-
so insulting
Don't-
to this guy.
Anybody,
to this guy.
anyone give you a crown of flowers? Don't put it on.
No, don't put it on.
I'm sure the Swedes are like, why
And
did
their
you do
women
that?
are so beautiful.
Well, yeah, you ruined everything.
Like, before, like, now that's all anybody thinks. Believe me, every time I'm like, oh, you're going for Midsummer?
yep.
Oh, I know what happens.
Yeah.
It's like one movie, one
Bunch
horror
of ladies
movie.
gonna burn you in a hut in a bear suit.
Yep.
But
And they're beautiful. They're so charming.
So, and we're gonna be pretty high north, like
Better for burning.
It stays dark. It stays light until like 10:30 p.m. or whatever. If we went a little further, you get to like the midnight sun, and you a little further, it just never gets
turn
dark.
dark.
I was in a cover band called Midnight Sun. It was a dad band. We played Froggers.
That's pretty good. That's a good name.
Midnight Sun.
Frogger's good place.
It is a great place. I love Froggers.
But because of that too, we're also seeing like Daniel read a story that I did too of like the strawberry moon, where like the full moon is considered a little more visible because of the relation to where it is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that change as Earth orbits the sun. And then like astronomers can see, and even amateur astronomers can look at things at like the moon and stuff that normally they would be farther away or whatever. I don't know how that works, Spencer. It doesn't even matter. Like all this stuff is like tiny increments of difference, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. One of the videos I did watch this morning actually kind of relates back to this, which is that we have millimeter precision of how far away the moon is at any given time. They got these like reflective mirrors on the surface that have been left by the Apollo missions, and then some other since then in
so
India
we're
and
constantly
China.
tracking that using mirror is really dated technology.
I know, right? But it's got lasers too, so those
Laser
are also pretty
mirrors
dated
are
at this
cooler.
point.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just send a little laser pulse out, bounces off the moon, comes back. You count with the fancy atomic stopwatch how long that takes to get there, and you can like within a millimeter, we know exactly how far away the moon is. And when you start to look at like trying to do that with Mars and other further objects, we don't have retroreflectors on there, but we've got other ways of like satellites and things like that. And so we know the Martian distance within like a couple, like a meter, like a few centimeters even.
That's pretty damn
which
good,
is
I
really
think.
wild to think about, right?
Yeah.
And they're using this kind of precision to detect dark matter or potential dark matter.
I always
things.
thought it was an estimate. Honestly, I've
No,
never
I know,
heard-
right?
I've
But we
never
know.
heard how precise it is. I've always kind of like I do a lot of assuming. I think you guys know
don't
that.
we all?
But I've always thought that when they say it's this many miles away,
It's like today
Yeah.
it's this many millimeters
Yeah.
away, right? Tomorrow it'll be
that's
some slightly
okay. Now
less.
that is very difficult to try and
Well,
comprehend.
it's
Right.
one of the things when people say we never went to the moon, or like there's we put reflectors there. We
Yeah.
know that 100%.
Right.
And they're
We
like,
did
how
enough
do you think we
trash
got?
there.
Yeah, it's like, and then it's like, oh, okay. Well, we know a human went there though.
Right.
And they're like, how do you think
I'm
the
like,
reflectors
who
got
put the
there?
mirror there?
Anyway.
Was it a monkey or?
right. But yeah, there's this concept that there might be one of the possibilities of dark matter are these primordial black holes that are the size of a tennis ball at the biggest, but probably much, much smaller. And so there could be just like thousands of them just kind of zipping around all over the place. A
That's
few in the solar system at any
terrifying.
given time. I know it's wild. And the only way to detect these things, because they're so small, is to measure the the change in gravity of something like Mars. So if Mars slows down by an imperceptible degree,
then we know.
But we'd be able to know because we have the Mars centimeter precision. We'd be able to tell over like 20. It would still take 20 years of watching Mars change a little bit from what we were expecting. But like, it's that kind of level of detail that is required for some of this really deep space science, which is great.
That's crazy.
I also read a story about some Chinese dam that they just constructed that is so massive that it actually slowed down the rotation of the Earth by 0.02% of a millisecond or something.
Right.
It's a useless kind of
no, but I didn't think that was possible. How is that even possible?
There's been earthquakes and other things.
So the structure is so big.
Yeah, that it's like it slowed the flow of water,
right,
and therefore
slowing the Earth,
slowed the rotation of the Earth, but by an increment of time that we can't even comprehend.
The idea that it happened to
me,
kind
of like the audacity, right? Like of humans to slow the rotation of the Earth.
I like that. This is our Earth. We're going to control it. Right? Stop. I'm going to make you slower.
Yeah. I mean, there's crazy.
What do humans do whenever we see the biggest of anything, or like, kill it? What the Earth is moving? Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop this thing.
So anything else you read, Spencer? That
you got a little bit of time.
Yeah,
a couple
right.
minutes here.
I wonder what is
one more science fact we could squeeze into our segment.
I heard that that people are throwing out that times of possible like going to Mars and like manned missions and stuff. We're definitely going to see it in the next 30 years somehow.
Yeah, but haven't they been saying that for 20 years at this point?
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It seems very much like that Kobe we were supposed to get on Colonial. I mean, like we've been saying this for 30 years. I don't think that's going to be
which is going to come first.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be a televised crazy event that the globe would watch, which there's money in that.
If I may, I don't like how hip all of the new broadcasts are. I want old fat guys with big horn rim glasses, white. They have to have on white short sleeve dress shirts with ties, skinny black ties, and they need to be standing in a room, quiet, like nervously holding a coffee while things happen. I don't need any hot girls like these hot. They have these hot models out there, like, "Hi, thank you for joining us for the Starlink."
And everyone's broadcasting themselves because it.
I hate it. No, they have spokespeople now.
Oh
yeah.
On staff.
NASA's got like a whole branch of education.
I don't like them.
Spokespeople.
I want old man. I like my space to be Army issued space. I don't want any of this new TikTok space.
That's all
I
we
want
knew.
TikTok space. I want old Army issued switches. I want wolf space.
I mean, that's when you start to obviously we landed on the moon, but like you start to understand, like maybe, I understand why you think we wouldn't, because when we did that, we shouldn't have been able to do that. Like there was almost no technology that could support such a thing, right? We were basically just throwing something up with hopes and wishes.
Doesn't even feel like we could do it now.
We can't. So, like, how did we do it 50 years ago, I mean, truly, we got lucky, like, several times. And we got unlucky a couple of times, right? But it really is just, like, incredible that we were able to even do that at
Last
that time.
question, Spencer. Do you think Katy Perry's an astronaut?
Good one. You know what?
Because the internet is...
That's a great question. That's a great question.
I think...
Thank you.
I'm going to give you that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hold on. I have to put the camera on you so people can see you take your flowers. Okay, that was a damn good question.
I think that we probably should redefine what astronaut means a little bit, right? Because if a kid wants to be an astronaut when they grow up, they're not really saying they want to pay $1 million to go on a rocket for 35 seconds.
Okay, can I ask you something? And this in no way is political, but I laid in bed one night and I thought about this and I was like, if this is the case, we messed up. Has anyone in Space Force been to space?
I don't know.
I don't think they have.
I don't think so.
Because it's a new thing.
I don't think I've
heard about that. You got to grandfather some of the astronauts in. You can't have a Space Force where not even one person has been to space.
Right.
Well, Katy Perry.
Who's the director of the Space
Force?
Yeah, I don't think I've heard about Space Force in much of anything, to be honest.
I know. So, like, I was laying in bed one night and I was thinking, I go, well, astronauts, they're in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Or they at least used to be. Astronauts come in all shapes and sizes.
So are they in Space Force now? Somebody needs to clear this up because, like, we can't have a Space Force that hasn't been to space. I just think that's bad.
I still see the Space Force sign every
I know,
time, and I
I mean-
laugh at it because I'm like, this is in the movies.
All right, let's get out of here.
Spencer, thanks so much.
Yeah,
Jeff,
Yes.
love you, buddy.
Thank you.
Let's do a little bit. Let's plug one more time.
yeah, again, just become a member
Yeah.
of the Science Center. It's a great place to take your kids in the summer.
Take your
and
family, hang out.
so much stuff to do, and sign up for a summer camp too, because they have great summer camps, and there's still availability, so it's not too late. I thought it was too late too, but it's not.
I mean, there is. I mean, some of them are full, but there's still enough openings. If you go to the website osc.org, you go on the summer camp page, which is part of the education tab. There's a download there that's got all the available camps.
Oh,
so there's
beautiful.
There's enough available camps. If you're looking for something for your kid to do, and
It's not too late.
it's not too late, and if they're in that age of kindergarten through 5th grade, there's something.
Beautiful.
So
Awesome.
Yeah.
check it out. And this camp over at the Four Roots Farm is amazing.
Yeah, some people in the chat room are already kind of inquiring, and they're sad that that's not an adult camp.
I
wish,
tell you,
right?
the kids get all
that.
kids get all the good
Yeah,
stuff.
you're gonna get a lot of it. You know why? Do you want to know why? 'Cause
I'm with them. I
Kids
think
are
we're missing
easier.
out.
Kids, for the most part, are easier than you complaining ass adults.
Oh, yeah.
They are just easier, and they like it more. And you guys are bitter, and you're not as much fun. So there you go. That's why you don't get it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
That was great, y'all.
Awesome.
Right.
Starting to get
Is
hot in here.
Is that it?